Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about the map function in Python, which is very powerful. It's a function that essentially works as an iterator, which means that we can iterate across a list or a tuple and pass in the exact same function to everything in that list. That might sound complicated. It'll make sense as we go through and demonstrate with a very easy example. So let's make a list. We're going to have a list of names. We're going to have Bob. Let's have Cindy, and let's just have Jeff. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a very simple function. We're going to say def, and we're going to name this, let's name it last namer. Seems efficient or seems appropriate. And in this function, we're going to pass in one argument. That's going to be name or variable. And what we're going to do is we're going to say full name, create an object inside of this function, is equal to f, and this is going to create an f string. We're going to say name space, and we're going to use the last name Jefferson. And what this is going to do, it's going to basically just pass in whatever name we give it and do a space and add the last name Jefferson. Very basic function, but this very, very basic principle is actually going to demonstrate the utility of the map function. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new object. We're going to call it full names. And we're going to make full names equal to map. And this is where we're calling in our map operator right now. We're going to pass in two arguments. We're going to say last namer, and we're going to say names. Now, what you're seeing happen here is the function that you want to have repeated or iterated, and the list that you want that function iterated across. And if I were to just print off full names right now, you're going to see that it's not actually a list. Instead, it is an object. Remember, Python is an object-oriented language. So how do we make this object into something that we can actually read? This is very efficient for the computer to read, but not for us. Well, the easiest way to do that is to just convert that object into a list. And now you'll see what we have is a new output, and that new output is Bob Jefferson, Cindy Jefferson, and Jeff Jefferson. Now, while this is a very simple example of how to use map, there are very powerful things that we can do with this in our DH projects. If you want an example of that, check out a video I just put up on how I've used the map function in my work with Alcuin's letters for finding overlap between two different sets of manuscripts that contain two different letters. That's all for this video, though. I hope you've at least found the map function somewhat approachable and somewhat easier to use now. So thanks for listening.